Don't move.
What?
My name is Michel Dubois. Time is very short. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once.
I beg your pardon?
I shall say this only once.
No, I didn't quite catch your name.
My name is Michel Dubois. You are René Artois.
Yes, I know that. I was...
Sit down. Just listen. We are members of Lifeline. Our mission is to assist the escape of Allied airmen and get them back to England so they can fight again. Until yesterday, we had a safe house in Nouvion. Unfortunately, it has been blown. It was terrible. It was a little cafe, just like this, with a patron, just like you. They took him and his wife out into the town square and shot them in cold blood. I shall never forget the look on his face as he stood there. He was the greatest man I ever knew. He sang the Marseillaise. 3 bars into the second chorus, a volley of shot rang out, and he slumped against the ropes that held him to the post.
Why are you telling me this?
Your cafe is to be the next safe house.
Ah. Oh, well, if you don't mind my saying, it's not a very good choice. No, this house is most terribly unsafe. It is crawling with Germans.
But you are on very good terms with them.
Well, yes, and again, no. Well, let us say we get on. Well, we have to, do we not? I mean, just because they're the enemy does not mean you can be rude to people. Not in my business.
Good. You are about to perform a great service for France. The escaping airmen will hide here until you give them the forged papers.
Well, where will I get forged papers?
A man will live here in your cellar. He is an expert forger. He will forge the papers and give them to you.
Oh, where could I not just post the papers to wherever the airmen were before they came here? Save them a journey. I mean, it's no trouble. I would even pay for the stamp.
If the letter was intercepted, it would be traced back to you, and you would find yourself in the town square, dead.
Your way is best. Michel, this is my wife, Edith. I have told her everything.
Will she talk?
Incessantly. But not about anything important. This is Yvette and this is Maria.
Are they with us? Do they understand the need for secrecy?
They will give nothing away, especially this one.
Right. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. The forger, Monsieur Leclerc, will arrive tomorrow. You will pass him off as a cousin who has come to help you in the restaurant.
He will need papers.
He is a forger. He will make his own papers.
Of course. How quickly I have lost the thread of this tapestry of intrigue.
2 British airmen are in a farmhouse 20 miles from here. They will arrive in 4 days, disguised as onion sellers.
But onions are not in season.
That is how you will know they are the airmen. You will conceal them until Monsieur Leclerc has prepared their papers. Now, did my men come to fix a radio transmitter?
Yes, they have put it in the attic room.
It is the room of my mother.
It is the only place where nobody goes unless they have to. But I wish to speak with you about that. It is not very convenient.
Show me.
Follow me.
One moment. Is your wife's mother prepared to die for France?
She's been prepared to die for 30 years. But she doesn't go. I think God does not want the aggravation. Michel, these 2 idiots are here 2 days too soon. What am I going to do with them?
You must hide them.
I can't hide them. I have had no time to organize things. I have not yet prepared the cellar.
Then you must hide them where no one will look. In the cafe, under the noses of the Germans.
What?
Go and find us a table where we will be alone. I have a little English. I will explain. Okay, chaps, follow the boss.
Oh, thank God, she speaks English.
It is the resistance.
Michel, why are you here?
Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once.
René, there is no brie. I ate it last night.
Listen, I shall say this only once.
René! The German officers cannot stay in the room of my mother. London will be calling on the radio. The radio is under her bed and the loudspeaker is in her chamber. If the Germans hear a voice coming from a chamber pot, our cover will be blown.
Shut up. Michel has something to tell us.
Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once.
What is it you are going to say?
I haven't said it yet. If you listen, I will tell you.
The suspense is killing me.
The two British airmen wearing the German uniforms have been captured.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Will nobody believe this woman? Get on with your story.
They have been captured by the resistance.
Then why are we worried?
They have not been captured by our resistance.
What other resistance is there?
The communist resistance.
What are you?
De Gaulle.
De Gaulle?
He is the tall one.
With the big hooter.
Well, can you not just ask them if we can have our uniforms back?
We do not know where they're hiding them. What is more, we do not speak to them. When the war is over, whichever is the strongest group will control France. The communists are ruthless killers. We will have to eliminate them.
But we cannot get those Germans out of here without uniforms.
Oh, the uniforms are no problem. London can do anything.
I cannot tell the Germans I'm in touch with London. They will have me shot.
We could tell them Monsieur Leclerc de Fougère is a tailor, and he is going to make them new uniforms.
René, you are married to a very clever woman.
Well, I have always preferred brains to beauty.
Unless they are big knockers.
Go and tell Leclerc.
Look, how can we get uniforms from London? The wireless is under the bed and the Germans are in the wardrobe.
This is no problem. We will send the message by pigeon.
We have no pigeons.
They will be provided. Tomorrow morning at midday, you will go to 36 Rue d'Escargot. You will knock 3 times, and they will give you pigeons. To avoid suspicion, you will be disguised as a small boy.
But why can't I be disguised as a small girl?
Because you are a small girl. Move. Lock the door. Are we alone?
Well, unless you count the 3 of us, yes. Now, have you found the British with the uniforms?
We found them, but they ran away. Do you have the pigeons?
Yes.
Good. I have here the cylinder to attach to their legs. Do you have the measurements of the German officers?
Oh, yes, I've got them here.
Good. Maria, you will put this in here and clip it to the leg of one of the pigeons. You, René, will write a description of the uniforms we require. Here is the paper supplied with the cylinder.
What shall I say?
To London. Please supply urgently by parachute drop at your earliest convenience German uniforms as follows. 1 colonel in research regiment with the following message.
A moment, please. How am I supposed to get all that on this little bit of paper?
With very small writing.
Do you know, if you had found those British, we could have got the uniforms back. We wouldn't have to go through all this farrago.
Hello. Sorry about the togs. We had to fix them up a couple of scarecrows.
Never mind that, chaps. What about the uniforms?
We burnt them. We didn't want to be thought as spies.
The painting's safe, though.
They're jabbering about.
They still have the picture, but they have burnt their uniforms.
Oh, heck. Well, they cannot stay here. Germans are everywhere.
You will have to find somewhere.
Well, there is only the room of my wife's mother.
Oh, and the German colonel and captain are hiding there.
Oh, no. They are now in the restaurant disguised as onion sellers.
Then we don't have to send the message by the pigeon. We can use the radio.
So what shall I do with these?
Hide them. Michel? Michel! Oh.
I'm here.
Why can't you wait in the room like an ordinary person?
Because I'm not an ordinary person. To avoid being discovered by the Germans, I have to move with great cunning and secrecy. Otherwise, I will be shot.
I understand. I have the same trouble with my wife.
Now listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. You are to take this container.
I see. And what does this container contain?
Balls.
Michel, up until now, our relationship has been on a very civilized and friendly basis. If I had ever said anything to offend you...
Balls gin. Oh. This type of gin is colored a very pale blue.
Well, I run a bar. I do know that.
Nitroglycerin is also colored a very pale blue.
Oh, I didn't know that. But what is the connection?
This is nitroglycerin.
Ah.
Be very gentle with it. Do not drop it. Do not let anyone see it. Add it in your cellar. At 11 o'clock, there is going to be a big bang.
That was not definite. It was only a loose arrangement.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I am asking you to add this bottle in your cellar. It is to blow up the railway line.
But the railway line does not run over my cellar. My restaurant runs over my cellar.
I know that. I will be back to collect it quite soon.
Well, in that case, why don't you just keep it?
Because if the Germans find it, they will shoot me.
Well, if they find it here, won't they shoot me?
You have a cafe. You have a bar. Why should you not have a bottle of Bowles gin?
If I could think of a reason, I would give you one.
Dinner time.
It's that resistance girl, Michelle.
Hello, chaps. Sorry about the cramped quarters. I'm afraid you've got to lie low a bit longer.
It's not exactly luxurious, you know.
Fairfax nearly fell off his perch last night.
I'm trying to get through to London to get them to send a plane for you.
Oh, good show. By the way, we're jolly thirsty.
See the button on that feeder there? Press it with your nose and the trough will fill with water.
That's awful. Toodaloo.
Hello.
Quick, all of you, inside.
What is happening?
Last night, the picture of the fallen Madonna with the big boobies did not come by parachute. These did. We are being pursued by a German patrol. You must hide them for us.
Well, what are they?
Anti-tank mines. Treat them very gently. Keep a cool head. If the Germans find them, you will be shot.
Well, at these prices, I cannot afford another funeral. Michelle?
I am here.
What are you doing? How dare you knock off the colonel and the captain in my cafe? What kind of a business do you think I'm running here, huh?
It was not my group of the resistance. It was the other party.
Eh?
We are de Gaulle. They are the communists. They do not understand that we are using you to help us blackmail the Germans into keeping quiet about the fact that we are helping you to help the British Airmen to escape.
Until your explanation, I did not understand it either. The question is, what do we do now?
We know their hiding place. We will rescue the Germans. But first, you must radio London to tell them you cannot take the British Airmen to the coast tonight.
Me? But I was not going to the coast tonight.
You were. Passes have been provided. I would go myself, but I would be missed at my job.
What is your job?
I am the sub-post mistress in the next village, next to the bakery.
Not the little girl with the glasses and the lisp.
The very same.
You overcharged me for 2 stamps last week.
There is no time for that. Get on the radio. I will take care of the colonel.
He's still alive. He's trying to speak. Dear Henry, are you in pain?
Keep quiet. These may be his last brave words.
Listen carefully. I shall say this only once. My bum is on a thistle.